Hello, hello, and welcome to our third day of our drawing apple. And today I want to focus on the apple and how you can mix the colors. So I'm gonna go with the red. So do you remember I was telling you that the apple around here is quite dark? So that's where my apple is gonna be very red, and I probably will add more, even like a brownie type of color, and it's quite dark here as well. This is not so dark. So again, I do the same what I showed you on the first day. So basically lines going across in different ways and just really playing around. That's why it's so easy to show on the apple, because apple is round and you can just really see really nicely what is going on the actual surface of the apple. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add more orange here, because this is where apple is slightly lighter. Trying to not press too much, because this orange already looks a little bit too dark. And what the good thing is with colorful pencils, you can really mix them on the actual surface like you mix paintings. It's exactly the same rules, they just mix differently, but the actual rule is almost the same. So now I'm going to yellow, and I'm pressing slightly harder because this is where the light is. And funny enough, the light is a little bit, I have a tiny bit of yellow here, so that's why I'm pressing more on this side. And it comes to the orange now, because obviously I put red there, so that's how careful you have to be wherever you put your colors when you do drawings, because that's the thing with drawings. If you will put color on one place, then you won't be able to really change it. And now I'm playing with the red and yellow. I will add a little bit of orange, because that's what we will end up anyway. A little bit of orange there. This side of the apple is slightly more warmer because the light is there, although red is on the apple, but it's lighter because the light comes from here. So obviously the orange makes sense. We all know that orange is mixture of red and yellow, so it has to be warmer than red itself is. And again, remember that to not press too much where you don't have to, but then press slightly harder where you have to. So it just really depends on light and where you want your apple be darker. So now I'm gonna add even like a purpley type of color at the end here, so the apple on this side will be darker like it's in front of me. And that will look really nice. I know this apple probably looks funny because of this little gap, but that's where my material goes on the top of the apple. So don't worry about stuff like that, because then when you will work on your material, it will basically show up that that's what it is really. So I'm pressing slightly harder because now it's obviously I add so many colors, so it's quite difficult to add this darker color, but it still works well. I can see from here that it looks nice on the actual screen, so it should work really well. To be honest, with this colorful pencils, you can really like just sit for hours and do that. That's really therapeutic. Because you can just mix and match the colors and just have fun really. I'm adding a little bit of red there because this part of the apple is slightly darker and it looks very light in my eyes here on the picture. So and then this little, oh, I've got brown here as well. Okay, so I'm gonna add a tiny bit of brown, maybe even do like a contour type of, yeah, that will look nice. And again, be careful with brown, not too much, but then if it doesn't show up, press it more and just add more there. And I will do this one in brown and green. And again, if you think about it, if the light comes from here, that's going to be lighter. So what I'm doing now, I'm just going to do this side much browny, maybe even add a little bit of black here, so it will show up, and then that's going to be green. We'll come back to all of that at the end, but I just wanted to show you, I wanted to just focus on apple. So my apple hasn't got much green, so I'm gonna add a little bit of green here, and maybe even do it different way so it will show up better. Yes, even go to orange. Don't be afraid to play with the colors. That looks actually quite nice. Perfect. So this is for today. Apple looks beautiful, and we will focus on the background tomorrow. See you tomorrow.